Broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello and a very good evening to all of you and welcome to today's session. आज का जो टॉपिक है हमारे मास्टर क्लास का हमारे वेबिनार का तो वो हमारे ऑब्वियसली आप जानते हैं जो कोर्स है क्रैक एवरी इंटरव्यू उससे रिलेटेड है. इट इज रिलेटेड टू दैट and how to build your profile, how to build your resume. That is today's topic. Also, how to prepare well for the interviews. So, again, a very warm welcome to everyone and a very good evening to all of you. Also, I'm Meenakshi Upadhyay, as you know, and Arun Sharma sir will be joining us very soon within a couple of minutes. So till then, let me do the warming up and tell you about what I want to talk about today. So when profile building is taken into account, there are a lot of people who talk about a lot of things. And mostly people think that profile is only about academics, right? But actually, profile definitely is about your academics. But what if, you have already finished your schooling, obviously you finished your schooling, you finished your college, you finished your post graduation also. So ab kya kare? What now can we do? That is the issue. And secondly, you feel that you don't have great marks, and now you're stuck with that profile. Now when you're 18 years old, 20 years old, you don't realize that what marks you got academically is actually going to stay with you throughout your life, throughout the next howsoever long you live, at least for when it comes for jobs, etc. It's going to stay with you. So then how do we change, or how do we add on to our profile, is the topic of today's discussion. And obviously we'll be talking about that in great detail today. And so I'll be talking about my bit, and Sharma sir will be there, and we'll together tell you how what you can do starting from today about your profile building. So then when we talk about profile building, or when we talk about resume building, it can be divided into 4 or 5 categories. Sharma sir will share his PPT, which has all the details, but I'll just tell you the part that I want to talk about. So when we are talking about profile building, it could be divided into, first of all, academic. Now, academic profile building can happen if you're in the final year of college or the second year of college, or you want to still go in for an MBA or something like that. Then definitely your academic profile building can be done, and you can focus on, getting a high CGPA, a high score in whichever year you are, so that you can show a change. Now, if you were all throughout a good student, then it is decent. I mean, when I talk about a good student, I talk about 80% plus marks in your 10th and 12th, and similarly in your graduation CGPA of at least 8 plus, touching 9 or 10 if possible. 10 is perfect, obviously, but even 8 and 9 is decent. So if you have that kind of a profile, then that is something that is already done, but obviously there is scope for add-on. If you are in the final year of your engineering or your graduation or your post graduation, you can aim to build your CGPA, you can aim to improve your CGPA, whichever year you are in. So that is one thing that keep in mind. That's one. So academic profile building, I mean, straight away about your course. The second profile building can be the non-academic, but still related to couple of courses, etc., that you can do. Now, courses like, if you're planning for management, or if you're planning for a retail job, you're planning for a communication job, say you want to go into media marketing and all those kinds of things, then there are a lot of free courses on Udemy, on Coursera, on Khan Academy, on EDX, and many other sources where you can actually do these courses. Is the certification, especially if you're going to a top college or a top company, the certification does not matter so much. Obviously take a few certificates, but do a couple of free courses also, especially if you have gaps in your biodata, like currently due to the COVID situation. Now many of us don't have jobs, many of us have been placed but have not been able to join, and you know that there is a gap which is coming, or did not get placement at all. So then, or are fearful ki placement nahi milega. So then in that case, pick up courses. Pick up courses when you think about your long term and your short term goals. Pick up some courses of, it can be as short as a 10-hour program, 20-hour program, which you can just finish within a week. It can be a 60-hour program. Obviously, you'll take 3-4 weeks to finish that. It can be a 2-month program. So self-paced courses, they are available, as I told you, on edX, on Udemy, on Coursera, and at many more places. So those are things that you can pick up and start doing, courses on different things. Now, what are the different courses? That each of you will decide. So say people coming us for CAT preparation, people who are engineers, or people who are, normal graduates. We tell them that, okay, please do something related to management, because immediately as soon as you go for your interview, or even before your form reaches, when your form reaches, you filled a form and that reaches the board or the selection committee. So a lot of shortlisting is done on your profile. And if you have done some courses apart from your regular graduation, that definitely adds on. Why? Especially if you don't have a background for that course or that job for which you are going. Now, you are an engineer, but you want to go into media marketing, or you want to go into the stock market. So it will be great if you, go in for the certification of some kind, which gives you a background, which, why should we take you, or how are you uh, good for this job, that immediately gets answered by these courses. So we talked about a little bit about academic profiling. We talked about how you can pick up courses and become better, and there are many more points. So like your extracurriculars which you can add on, your work experience that you can add on, and a lot many more things. So when again, extracurricular activities are something that people get confused about. So extracurriculars could be anything that you're doing. It could be sports, it could be music, it could be any hobby that you're pursuing. And secondly, then comes a good job or a good work experience, which you can add on again to your profile. So I think let's welcome Sharma sir. He's there with us. So I just gave you a starting, point, and he can culminate it now. So I'll
Yeah,
come
so
back.
sorry, I was a little bit delayed to start off because I was in another section and that supposed to end at 7:30, 7:40, but my sessions never end on time per se. So we are talking about, we are talking about resume building and interview preparation. It's actually a big pain point for most of us because of the fact that we have actually never been professionally advised about this. मतलब तुम अगर अपना पूरा education career देख लो, right through school, college, uh, people have taught you so many things: history, geography, English, maths, philosophy, maybe not philosophy, but English, maths, physics, chemistry, definitely, and so many other subjects, social science, uh, uh, and whatever subjects they teach you in school. So there have been so many subjects that you have studied, but they have never told you how to present yourself. It's one of the things which is a huge pain point. And in fact, I felt this pain point the first time I faced interviews was with my college placements at engineering. And when I was in my engineering college, I was just competing with 200, 300 people. My batch of mechanical engineering had 100 people at that time. I was at a private college called MIT Pune. And I was smart enough to talk through, right, this thing. And I had decent, I was not one of the toppers, but I was not one of the laggards also, top 15, 20% of the batch. So a couple of interviews I could get through. But when I went to my IIM interviews and then when I went to my placement interviews at the MBA college, I was competing against a totally different class of people. I was competing against a totally different class of people, and I can tell you that literally, very very frankly, I was out of my depth because nobody had told me what to do for these things. Nobody. So I'll give you one small foolishness that I did in my interview preparation for my IIMs. In my IIM Bangalore form, I had to write something desperately so that that form is pretty detailed. So in my I am Bangalore interview form, they had asked me to write about what are your hobbies and interests, etc. Now you wanted to write something really good. So my interview calls aa gaya tha, and my preparation had started immediately after the interview calls. Obviously, till you are giving CAT, you don't think about this thing. And of course, this session is not only for CAT takers, but it's also for people who are going for job interviews or in the professional field and trying to move jobs, etc. And we are talking generally about interviews, not specifically about MBA entrance interviews here. तो मैंने एक स्टेटमेंट डाल दिया उस फॉर्म में कि I have an interest in economics. Now I had a plan. The plan was कि मैं Economic Times, somebody had said वो पीला पेपर आता है, तो उस पेपर को मैं सब्सक्राइब कर लूंगा, उस न्यूज़पेपर को सब्सक्राइब कर लूंगा. I will pick up that newspaper and I will start reading that newspaper for 2 months. 2 महीना इंटरव्यू में, दिसंबर जनवरी में रिजल्ट्स आ गया था, मार्च में इंटरव्यूज थे. So I said कि I'll read that paper for 2 months and I will learn economics. क्या कौन सी बड़ी बात है. And when that paper started coming to my day, it was not the age of the internet where you could actually pick up a YouTube channel and learn it. So when the paper started coming to my doorstep every day, first day I tried, second day I tried, third day से try करना बंद कर दिया because उसमें कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा था. लेकिन फॉर्म तो चला गया था. So when I reached my Bangalore interview room, in the form they had read that this guy is interested in economics. So my interview started on the wrong foot. It started with you say that you are interested in economics. And then they asked me a question which had an answer. The question they asked me was a hidden question. The question was, who is doctoring the Indian economy? तो उतना तो पता था कि लिबरलाइजेशन हो रहा है. एक आध तो कोई वो नानी पालकी वाला का लेक्चर होता था पूना में, तो I had gone for that lecture and I blurted out. I heard myself blurting out Dr. Manmohan Singh. Now the answer to that question, who is doctoring the Indian economy, was the World Bank and the IMF. They were dictating this thing, but my answer was Dr. Manmohan Singh, and I could immediately see that these people started laughing in their eyes. They were polite enough not to laugh at me on that answer. And then the second question that came, okay, who's the president of the World Bank and who's heading the IMF? दोनों याद करके गया था मैं, क्योंकि इकोनॉमिक्स लिखा कुछ तो करोगे, इकोनॉमिक टाइम्स तो समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, तो दोनों में याद करके गया था. तो एक याद आ गया वहां पे, दूसरा याद नहीं. एक बोल दिया, दूसरा नहीं बोल पाया. Sorry sir, I forgot it. ठीक है. Then they asked me, what is India's GDP? Next question, what is India's GDP? Now these are all very surface questions to somebody who's saying that he's interested in economics. So what is India's GDP? And my answer was 5%. And I literally saw Professor Premchandar was my interviewer, one of the 2 interviewers. He could not remain polite any longer. And he started laughing, he blurted out laughing. When I said 5, India's GDP is a number, it's not 5%. 5% is the GDP growth rate, right? And that's what I said. And he started laughing. And he literally, 2 interviews, imagine my situation. One of them gets up. I got through that interview, by the way. One of them gets up and goes out of the room. And the other guy is just then politely paying me. So how did I get through that interview? It was a different story. Luckily, I had something else on my profile. I played chess for my college. So they started asking me about chess. And when they asked me about chess, they realized that I've got deep passion for it. And I knew a lot of things. They asked me what is en passant. And I could answer that question, which they had not expected me to answer. So वहाँ से interview turned back. But this is a folly that a lot of us do, because we prepare for an interview almost as an afterthought. And please remember why we are doing this course. Just to give you this thing, we are launching this course called Crack Every Interview. It's a 7-day intensive workshop. The batch is starting on 23rd May, and you will be having me, Manish Konkar, Randhir Mishra, and Minakshi Upadhyay, all 4 of us. इसमें जो structure है, there'll be recorded videos. We have split the course into 5 parts based on what we feel about interview preparation, right? And it's split into 5 parts, starting with the introduction to the course, and then talking about. And this course is not just for for the MBA entrance interview. It's for all kinds of interviews, whether it's a placement interview in college. You might be passing out of MBA and you might be looking at a placement. You might be passing out of engineering. You might be looking at a placement. And please understand, all these placements don't happen because of your technical skills. They happen because of your personality. So you have to execute your personality, or give a presentation about yourself as a product to that interview panel. And unfortunately, nobody has ever talked to you about the basics of this thing. So me, Randeep Mishra, who's an IIM Bangalore PhD FPM from IIM Bangalore, so is Dr. Randeep Mishra, and he's been an IIM Bangalore faculty and also been an interviewer on the IIM Bangalore interview panel, as well as various other B schools and corporate houses. He's been recruiting people. He's a management consultant. So he'll be part of the course and coming in with his content. And Manish Konkar is again an IIM Bangalore interviewer for over a decade. And he's also a very respected corporate trainer. Some of his articles he writes in Economic Times and all also. So Manish Konkar is also part of this four of us, and Meenakshi, of course, is there. You know a lot about her and me. So we have got together to actually build this program to actually change you from a person who thinks about short-term interview prep to somebody who can actually think about long-term interview prep. And this has been my philosophy for a very long time. In fact, when students come to me, and of course I have a lot of experience on B school entrance interviews as well as placement interviews. So when students come to me about, or they used to come to my institute talking about कि 10 दिन बाद interview है, 15 दिन बाद interview है. But typically I don't take much interest in those students because of the fact that in a 10-day framework, when you prepare somebody for an interview, you prepare him for the questions that are going to be asked of him. The questions are very clearly visible for every interviewer. For every interview, the questions are very clearly visible when you, and we are not taking questions from you right now. We'll come to questions a little bit later. So the questions are very clearly visible when you look at the profile and the portfolio. Randeep prefers to call it the portfolio, not the resume. So as you present your portfolio to the interview panel, the 60 to 70% questions that will come to you will be very predictable. जैसे मेरा जो questions था, GDP, etc. Those were predictable because I had written that. Why? They did not ask those questions out of the blue. They asked those questions out of the dynamics of what I had written in the form. Right? And I had written about chess on my achievements. So that is another thing that actually gave me the leeway. So they did not go into chess out of the blue. They came into it out of what I had spoken or I had written there. So in the short-term interview prep, 15-day, 30-day, you can't change what you write about yourself. And that is the point I was trying to say. My plan, I'm interested in economics, and I will read Economic Times for 2 months, and hence I'll be able to cross an interview where I'm competing against the best of the best in my generation. Not going to happen. I will get through a college interview maybe, but that too now in IT sector or even your engineering college, etc. You typically have 50 jobs, 100 jobs, and you've got 10,000 people applying. So the competition, is pretty high if you really want to get the good jobs out of your college. So there is the long of interview preparation, because and that's where we are interested in catching you early in terms of your interview preparation, giving you the ideas to actually change who you are in terms of your interview prep. And the long of it is basically when I'm preparing for an interview for let's say in 2021 May, if I start preparing for an interview in February 2022, in June 2022, or my interviews in the next 5 years of my life. Right, not specifically defining one event कि ये वाला interview की तैयारी करना है, but my interview in the next 5 years of my life. When I start thinking about that, then I'm in business because I can change the questions they ask me. 15 days later, I have an interview, my questions are fixed. 1 year later, I've got an interview, I can change what they're going to ask me because I'll do things that will make them ask me something about it. So my plan was okay, just the fact that it was too short for me. So if I had planned it 1 year before that, I'm going to write that I'm going to be in economics, that I love economics or I study this thing. So one way is a good time to pick up economics. I could have just picked up the books that the BA economics students read and read them and got hold of maybe a few courses. उस time physical courses ही होता था. किसी कहीं जाके मैं अगर interest था तो मैं सब सीख सकता था. Nobody could have stopped me. So when you talk about interview prep, resume building is actually part of the long-term interview prep. Resume or portfolio. Randir keeps telling me, don't call it resume, call it portfolio. And you can see my interactions with him on the YouTube channel, Arun Sharma Mindworks also. So the long-term interview prep then becomes critical. And to give you an idea, Meenakshi, do you want to talk something about here?
Sorry, I was muted. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
see, when you're talking about a long-term interview process, as you're talking about economics or chess or whatever, so chess, obviously, you were playing. So, in that, you could not, I mean, you could just keep playing and talk about it. But other things, if you have picked up a hobby, say in the lockdown, it is such a, obviously there have been so negatives because of the lockdown, but it has a great positive impact that you got time for yourself. You're still getting time for yourself, and are we utilizing that time? So in this long term interview preparation, you can pick up a hobby, you can pick up a skill, you can pick up reading, or you can pick up anything and start building up upon it. I mean, I know of a friend who picked up painting, and she was not really good at arts, and she picked up painting, and now she's in the US, and she was not obviously preparing for any interview, but in the last 1 year I have seen her gracing art galleries, and an Indian in the US, no background, but then she just evolved. So I'm just taking an ordinary example of ordinary people who are in the older age bracket actually now. But even for youngsters, you could pick up a course, you could pick up a hobby, you could pick up, I mean, reading is the most easy, and reading will improve your communication skills. Somebody, I saw there was a question, is English important and things like that. Of course, your interviews mostly are going to be in the English language because you want a corporate career, and because now the world is a global village, as we call it. That means you will have to, I mean, Manish sir was supposed to be here today, but he was training students from corporates from Nigeria and other countries of Africa. They could not make it for today's session. And so, as I was telling you, so why is English important? So you could brush up your communication skills, your reading skills, and so many more things that you could add. People were talking about courses that could be added. So in terms of courses, now if you are an engineer and you are going to be asked why MBA, so please do some courses in finance, in marketing, in operations, in HR, whatever is your choice. Now, see, specific course, I can't tell you that do this course from this place, because I have not seen the latest courses which are up available. But
So, I mean, why we don't do that is because of the fact that there's no single answer to that question.
yeah, so I
If
can't
there was a single answer to this to score, then we would have told you this, do this one. But
exactly.
there are so many ways in which you can structure it. It depends on what you want to, what you're interested in.
Right. So you can do a self-paced reading course by yourself, pick up the important books recommended. You can just see the first year course of the IIMs and pick up the reference books that they are using for finance and marketing and the other sectors, whichever you are interested in, and start your reading. Start doing couple of courses. The IIM profs also run their parallel courses. There are courses on Udemy which are free of cost, Coursera which is free of cost. In fact, today itself, I was actually looking at, there was an article in India Today which was saying that the digital courses on Udemy has jumped by almost 70%. And the courses that people were doing was right from media to communication to finance to God knows what all. So there are so many places. So the good places that are there are, as I was talking about, Udemy is there, Coursera is there, EDX is there, even the Khan Academy has a couple of free courses, and together with it, the Howard and the MIT, if you go on their websites, also offer self-paced free courses. They have paid courses also, which you can join. They will give you a certification and all also. So both, a combination of some free and some self-paced courses with certification would be great, but ultimately the knowledge. The knowledge which you are getting, that will be important, because if you're going to say that, okay, I want to come into this job, and they say, what is your background? You don't have knowledge, why should we take you? Or you're coming for MBA and you are a normal graduate or a science graduate or an arts graduate or not even done BCom or BBA. They say you don't have the background, why should we take you? So these courses immediately, you know, change the perspective. Used to say, yes sir, in my graduation or in my job profile I don't have this, but I was so interested that last 6 months or last 1 year I have done this thing on this particular course of finance, of marketing, of digital marketing, of stock markets, whatever your interest area or whatever your short term goal of a job is. Please do stuff.
I would want to add a little bit to that. It is not just about, I mean, what I see a lot of people do is कि ये course कर लेते हैं, वो course कर लेते हैं. They take it in the wrong spirit. If you look at point number 4 I've mentioned here, I mean, for a change in life, be passionate about something. Create a passion and follow that passion for the sake of following the passion, not for the sake of adding certificates to your biodata and a little bit of knowledge to your biodata, so that you can maybe throw a few words around in an interview. If you do it that way, you will not be able to. I mean, see, the interviews are very smart people. They can make out whether they've done things properly or not. So that's the fourth point. I mean, we will just come to that. Before I go into the individual points of this, this is the link to what you can go to. I'm just sending it to all of you as a reply to a generic question. So I hope you get this. This is the page. This is the link to the course page, to the buying page, and you can use the promo code YT100. YT100 is the promo code. You will get a 100% discount for all of you who are attending this session today. You can use that, and the session is starting on 23rd May. I'll talk a little bit about the course. We are also having in that part three things you get, which are very unique to only this program. Randhir sir and I had done a usage of bots video yesterday, so Randhir is going to explain, and when he's coming from world-class this thing, because he's an international consultant. He consults companies in Europe and South Africa and so on. So when he's coming in with bots to use, I mean, there is something called an automatic screening mechanism that companies and jobs use nowadays. So does your profile fit that? I mean, the best way to beat, as Randhir mentioned in yesterday's session on YouTube, the best way to beat a bot is to have a bot working for you. So unfortunately, हम लोग कभी इन चीजों के बारे में exposed ही नहीं होते, because we don't know what's happening in the world. आपका इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज, आपके मैनेजमेंट कॉलेज, आपके स्कूल एक्सेट्रा में ये चीज बताया नहीं गया आपको. So Randhir is offering that, which is very different from the first batch. And of course, we are ourselves the people who pursue excellence in everything we do. So we are obviously going to have version 3, version 4, version 5 of this course. And to make you foolproof with respect to the time-based improvements of this course, we are now offering you lifetime access to the videos. Videos will have lifetime. You'll have lifetime access to the videos. You can keep coming back to them whenever you want. And second, very important, you'll also have lifetime access to all the special events we do for course participants here. So, for example, this Tuesday, 25th of May, I think, yeah, 25th of May, Tuesday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. We are going to have a session with a person by the name of Vikrant Gupta, who is the head HR global for Harman Kardon, that company which makes this thing. And he's a SIBM graduate, so we are looking at his journey and how what he looks for when he looks for candidates, etc. And it's very senior HR professional, 25 years in the industry. So he is into recruiting middle level and junior levels job aspirants across the world, not just in India. So you get these perspectives of these kind of, because our network is pretty widely spread, given the fact that we have been in management area for the last 25 odd years. So we're going to get this kind of people in the workshops from time to time. And once you are a student in one of these workshops, whether it's the first time or the second time, or you do it this. We typically will have it repeated every 2 months. Once you have enrolled for one of these, you get access to all that we're doing, which access to all these events that we are doing for you. Yeah, so that's something. So the promo code for this is YT100, which you can use to register, and it'll give you 100. It's a 499 rupee course. It'll be available at 399 if you use the this thing. Okay, if you use the promo code. Okay. So coming back, so what are your options for profile building? So broadly, look at these 5 things as 5 major sources of your profile building possibilities, right? So you've got 5 major sources, 5 major possibilities for your profile building. Of course, academic score only works for those people who are still in college or school, right? Or doing some program or in post-graduation, or doing some extra professional courses after graduation, post-graduation. So raising your academic scores is one of the best ways to if you have either you've got great academic scores, or you have mediocre academic scores that suddenly go up towards the last part of your this thing. So you are like, for example, you are an 8-pointer in 10th and you got a 75% in 12th, but when you get to graduation you're a 9.5 pointer, 9.5 CGPA. So it shows that this is a guy whom I'll take seriously, right? Because this can't happen without underlying effort, right? So this does not work. Academic scores, as I said, either it has been great right through, nahi raha hai. So this is a great story to build actually. This is the first option you have when you're talking about resume building. Okay. Where did I say 100% discount, Mansi? I said YT100 gives you 100 rupee off on the course. So just interpret what I said correctly. The second one, we could have done it for free also, but why we are not doing it for free is because we want a certain seriousness in the attendance of the course. It is not going to be a magic wand ki course खरीद लिया तो या course में तुमने register कर लिया तो तुम्हारा कल से सब interview clear हो जाएगा. There has to be some effort coming from your side, right? And so that's one of the reasons why we price it, but we will price it very nominally in the context that if you learn how to crack interviews, you know the difference. Why we got together to do this, we could have done it at our end also. Why we got together to do this with Randir and Manish is because they bring an experience that people like us don't have, and that experience for us, if you're building a world-class professional course, it was important for us to bring in that experience. And from the students' viewpoint, what we saw was, I mean, what I've seen in my life is that if somebody's got certain skills, 2 people, same skills, one guy knows how to talk in interviews and how to crack interviews, the other does not, because he's never been told. By the time you're 30, there'll be a difference of around 3 to 5x in your salaries. And in that context, we feel 399, 499 kind of price is the price of a coffee that you spend. A lot of you spend at this thing. A lot of the young generation spend. But I'm not saying don't have coffee, but it's an investment that we will make sure goes a long way in your life. So anyway, coming back, the second option you have is co-curricular performance, right? Meenakshi would want to talk about co-curricular performance.
Yeah, so your co-curricular activities definitely will be related to something that you are doing academically, and then the semi-academic activities, the so-called a little bit non-academic activities also. So if you are active in college, you are part of not just organizing fests, but you have actually participated in stuff which have enhanced you've worked on live projects, and here I'm not talking about internships, and Arun, I mean, I think we'll talk about those internships that people do, which actually go way beyond. Yeah. So an internship at at an NGO who, I mean, that is owned by somebody you know, or a friend's father or something like that. That's not going to help. When we are talking about activities which will enhance your biodata, it has to be actual participation. It has to be actual working on it. so that you can answer questions. And that is where the fourth point again comes off. That is, we are talking about the knowledge passion part of it. So whatever you are doing, whether it is a sports activity that you are participating, so if you have participated at school or college level, at a district level, please make sure that you are putting it down into your portfolio. And so sporting activities definitely add a lot. Together with it, other
But they
activities.
come in the extracurricular. It does not come into co-curricular. They comes into extracurricular.
Yeah, I actually moved on to the passion part. Yes, definitely. So if
Uh,
you're passionate about something, then whether it is a co-curricular, so if you are participating, like people have the Toastmasters, they are into debating societies, they are into like a lot of colleges have societies on economics, on arts, and different things, so you are on live projects, etc. So if you're part of that, definitely please add to your resume or try to be a part of it if you're still in college. So that is something that you can add on immediately. Obviously it's a virtual world now, so it will be done virtually in these times, but if you get a chance, please add on. Yes, Arun, you can continue and we'll come back again.
yeah. So I was talking about, internships. I mean, when you talk about work experience and achievements, a lot of college students try to take up internships and try to show that off in a biodata. Please understand, no interviewer nowadays is interested in or impressed by internships at all. Because as Siddharth says very clearly, such people are doing useless internships which involve bringing traffic to startups, etc. So that is absolutely useless. It's got giving you nothing, and that certificate counts for nothing. It just shows me that you've wasted some time during your college. At least if I was an interviewer, that would be how I interpret it. So do not waste time in internships at all, unless it's a college requirement. To karlo. Otherwise, don't bother about internships at all. When you talk about work experience, there are two kinds of and achievements in work experience. There are three kinds of things that can come in there. Okay, but before that, let me just close this piece. Co-curricular activity is anything which is part of your curriculum or parallel to your curriculum. You go into a debating society, you go into a society for economics in your college. You are doing a BA economics course, and you have an economics society in college. You're running that, etc. That's all co-curricular. Whereas extracurricular is outside your curriculum. So any sports, any games you have played, any let's say you do music as a passion, you do something else as a passion, you follow sports as a passion, you are in esports, you do esports, playing computer games, but you have done it at global levels. You play a card game like poker, but you are very passionate about it. Wonderful.
Even
It
something
works
like
in
yoga
extracurricular.
and meditation, nowadays it's very, very important. And if you're actually into it, you can add it, definitely.
Yes, definitely. And then point number, I mean, in fact, we had a student who was you will not believe this. He was a drug addict, and he was deeply into drugs, heavily into drugs, and beyond reproach. And when he came to us, by that time he had reformed himself. And the key question we faced when he was going for his interviews, his XLRI interview specifically, everybody around him, all interview trainers was telling him, don't write that you were drug addict. For me, it was very different because I saw a story there. When he came to me and his story, and he was a full-time student with us, and his story was basically that not only had he reformed himself, but he had also started reforming others. He had got into social groups where his passion was to get drug addicts out of addiction. And when I heard the story, I immediately told him that this is something you have to present. He said it's a risk because everybody else is telling me it's a risk. I said there's no risk. As an interviewer, I'd love to hear your story and love to, because I'm seeing a very different person from a person who's telling me कि मैंने ये internship किया जिसमें इस कंपनी के लिए मैंने 10 या 1000 लोगों को उसके वेबसाइट पे लाया था. That's completely useless. So that, I mean, you have to have, as I said, you have to develop some passion for something, whether it's in a co-curricular activities or extracurricular activities, or if you are outside college now, then in something that you have to build passion for. You can do international politics, you can do international geography, you name the subject, and it's enough.
History,
Please
philosophy,
remember, knowledge is more important here than
knowledge,
certificates. So
anything,
no
anything.
value for these certificates.
Yeah. Anything that you like, and anything which you want to follow. Even people who have done a lot of gardening, as I talked about yoga, meditation, gardening, dancing, you have got knowledge, you have learned kathak or vocal music, or you play an instrument, you are into drawing, sketching, and any kind of hobby, what we used to call as children, or passion that you have, which you have carried, or you've started it now, done it for around 3 to 6 months to a year, can be added to it, definitely.
Anything you've done for 6 months becomes long term for you.
Yeah,
That you have passion for it.
definitely.
And that's why I talk about when you are building your resume, your portfolio, think about a 6 to 8 month framework. Don't think about कि 15 दिन बाद interview जाना है तो आज portfolio लिखते हैं. That's completely wrong. It's completely, it is the best way to not get yourself selected.
And yeah, I like
Right?
to add something here, that when I think you've already told it, but want to repeat it, that when you come to us, that my interview is after 15 days or after a month, there is just a little bit of general knowledge that you can do to just improve your whatever you are. But if you are coming to us for a 1 year before, or 6 months before, or even at least 3 months before, we can actually tell you, okay, you do this, or a couple, we can see, we'll show you the path. You'll have to decide what suits for you. Reading might be a great passion with me, but you might be more into physical activities, so that's your passion. We can guide you, but you'll have to decide. So we'll not decide for you, but we'll definitely guide you into the right direction. And I think today's guidance also works a lot for a lot of people who have to decide what they have to do. So pick up something, start exploring. What do I want? What do I like? What is something that I've been postponing for so long, but I really want to do it? Please start that, and that will become your passion. And that is just you that you have to convince. So ultimately, the fight is always with ourselves, and that is, I want to start yoga, but then I'm postponing it since a very long time. I'm only to blame. There's nobody else. I can take out half an hour, but it's always us, and that's where you need to make a difference in your habits, in your thinking process, etc. And obviously the course is going to be guiding and telling you to introspect about all those things. Also, we are going to ask you to question yourself, we are going to question you, not just interview questions, but questioning you about yourself. And the more you start doing it to yourself, the more you realize what you have not done, or what you would want to do, the answers will come out for you. So yeah, Arun, please.
Yeah. One last thing which I want to talk about, then we'll go to question and answers for the last 10 minutes of the session, is work experiences. Of course, internships also, अगर बहुत serious internship मिल गया, Google में internship मिल गया, which you are doing for a couple of months, great, go ahead and join it. But I see people doing internships for a coaching institute, for a this thing, and they're doing it just for the certificate without any blindly correct this thing. So and at the stage of your life when you're in college, it actually ends up wasting a lot of time. So that's why I said that if I see too many internship certificates in a biodata, my immediate thought, and if the internship certificates are all frivolous, as an interviewer, my immediate thought is कि बहुत frivolous बंदा है, तो ये तो सिर्फ certificates correct कर रहा है, कोई passion तो है नहीं इसको. Right. So when you talk about work experience, there is of course there is no work experience and there is experience. So between zero work experience to having work experience or working full time, there's also something which can be taken as a middle path. So what are the middle path between this? So if you have, for example, if you have built a startup of your own, or if you've not done a startup but you work part time for something, right? एक तो है कि full time job में तुम, तो work experience add हो रहा है. बीच का एक पार्ट होता है जहाँ पे तुम और जॉब्स करते हो, you pick up projects from time to time, and you have for example, I got a ping from a student of mine today that he is into writing for professional websites. So that's a great middle job. It will not add to your months of work experience on your profile, but it will definitely take you out of the no work experience group also. So try to find those middle. There are a lot of middle jobs. Go to sites like Fiverr.com. Find that special skill that you have. Go to websites like Fiverr.com, etc. Offer those services. You learn a little bit of money also. I mean, when I was in college, उस time ये सब तो था नहीं. but I have done short-term 1-month jobs, 2-month jobs, part-time jobs of doing surveys for somebody's trying to set up a tennis coaching institute in Pune. I've done a 1-month job where I was going door to door and trying to sell Times of India subscriptions. I've done a 1-month job where I was going door to door, where I was trying to sell Dish TV subscriptions in a colony. So all these things I've done, and we were part of 10 people who were going door to door and trying to sell and trying sign-ups, etc. And we used to do it for what, 40, 50 rupees a day. And per sign-up, we used to get 20 rupees at that time. So that was, but it was a passion to learn on the job, doing something. So that kind of stuff where you actually go out into the field and do something which actually changes who you are, changes your personality, those kind of stuff is also available to you. And after the digital zamane mein, you get so many things that you will, so many kinds of things that you will get out of these things. So please look at all these 5 aspects, critically analyze which one of these you can actually follow. But when you come to that interview stage, you have to be differentiated. You have to be differentiated on your portfolio from someone who is just flat and just sitting on his backside and not doing anything with his profile, with his personality, not striking out. Because ultimately, when I hire you, whether I hire you for a job or hire you for a course or select you for a course, I'm just going to look at how much intensity will I expect from you in the job. अगर मेरे को तुम में इंटेंसिटी नहीं दिखेगा और तुमने लाइफ में कभी भी इंटेंसिटी एग्जीक्यूट ही नहीं किया, किसी भी काम में तुमने 10th भी नॉर्मली किया, 12th भी नॉर्मली किया, ग्रेजुएशन भी नॉर्मल कर लिया, and you have had a completely flat this thing, then it's very difficult for me to pick you amongst 10,000 people whom I'm looking at. But the moment I see a spark, you think about it this way. Suppose you go to the seashore, and the seashore has hundreds and thousands of rocks on it, next to the seashore, and you want to pick up, let's say, 10 rocks. Which one will you pick up? The flat, dull one, or will you pick up those shiny ones that you find there, the shiny, beautiful ones? So you are exactly in the same situation when you, as I said, when I was giving my college placement interviews, I was competing only with 100 people, 200 people of my department. But the moment I moved into the larger field, I was literally out of my depth because nobody had ever told me how to approach it. It was not that I did not have the skills. I ultimately got the skills to get through any interview, but that was a little bit later. It was a little bit later, so much so that 2 years later, when I was in my IIM interviews, I am passing out interviews, and I was giving my Reliance Industries interview. They were a day 2 company in that year, and my personal performance at IIM was not good enough to get a day 1 shortlisting. So when I was giving a first interview at IIM Bangalore at my placements, as I moved out of the interview room, the guy who was interviewing me, he came out with me, and there used to be a placement coordinator. Who used to be coordinating the communication between the company and us. So that guy literally came out along with me, and I could hear him asking the placement coordinator as I moved out of the room, please ask him if he wants to join. We are ready to take him. So if he can commit that he'll join us, we have the offer letter ready. So from a point where I was doing all that goof ups with economics, and my goof ups with Ahmedabad and Calcutta interviews were completely different, and even my Lucknow interview I did not get selected anywhere else. To a 2 year later point where I could get to that point where I could impress an interviewer so much that within 10 minutes he was rushing out along with me of the interview room and asking the placement coordinator that we are offering him a job, please ask him to join. So that transition is the transition we are talking about, right? And even whether you join the course or not, I really don't care whether an individual here joins the course or not. But whether you join the course or not, get this, get at least for the time that you spend with us, get this value proposition that you have to critically evaluate these 5 things and try to make a clear plan. And what you should do is, and I've talked about this in the course also, that you should have a biodata 1 year later, which should be written today. So what should your biodata look like in 2022 May? Should be written today in 2021, because till now your biodata has been a series of accidents. In 2022 May, your biodata will be a guided, structured outcome, and will be guided by what you have decided you're going to achieve during this 1 year. And that's basically the bottom line of success also. If you reach that point where you can get to success thinking in that form, कि मैं आज कुछ सोचता हूँ तो अगले साल 1 साल में कर लेता हूँ उसको. So that's when you'll start achieving anything you want to in life. Right, so I'm done with this. So the session is more or less over. Any questions you've got? There are a lot of questions. Meenakshi, can you take up a few? Let's answer them very, very quickly because
Yeah. So people are saying, if Poonam is asking if I'm still in BBA, will I write my 12th? You'll say second year BBA or third year BBA. You'll mention that, okay? And you'll 10th and 12th ka marks bhi you will mention. Okay. Now Pratiksha was asking something that you said ki are these 1 month internship jobs, are they good even now, 1 and 2 month jobs that you were doing at your time? So I think you will answer this. Are they relevant?
Yeah. I didn't get the question. What was the question?
You were saying that you were doing odd jobs and working surveys, and also she's asking whether it's still relevant. In fact, a few of them are asking, and they're also asking why the internships are useless. So that's
So this is actually a contradiction, but see, the internships are useless. I mean, as I said, if the internship is being done for a specific purpose and for a specific reason for what you are trying to learn, then it's worth it, right? But why an internship would be useless is because if you go to 90% of the internship that you get nowadays, most of the companies or the organizations you'll go to, they are for them they are a headache, literally. कि इसको कुछ काम दे दो और जल्दी से इसका निपटारा करो. That's what they do typically at most internships, right? We also get interns, and we take interns from IIMs also at Mindworks, and we see those interns, and literally you don't hand any serious projects to them. But if you're getting a serious outcome, serious project which is full of learning, then your internships are valuable. So you have to look at that.
definitely.
Why I was doing those things was because I wanted to improve my personality. I was a bad speaker, so I wanted to improve my speaking skill, to improve my speaking ability to strangers. It was a good time at that time. There was no COVID around, etc. So you could actually go to people's house and talk to them. So it was a very enlightening experience going to this thing. But I did not want to do that for 2 years because my learning happened in 1.5 months. So your selling skills, your ability to market, those kind of stuff, if you're getting some serious business oriented internships, you can do it. But otherwise, it's a waste of time during your school and college. Better that you learn something. There's so much to learn nowadays. और दूसरा aspect ये भी था कि उस टाइम उतना अवेलेबिलिटी नहीं था कंटेंट. अगर मेरे को कोई बुक चाहिए होता तो मेरे को खोजना पड़ता बुक शॉप में जाके, कभी मिलता कभी नहीं मिलता. यहाँ पे क्या है, today you've got hundreds of books available to you on the click of a button, and you can actually follow your passions as you want.
Okay, so let's take a few quick questions. Now, Romita Devi is saying that I do tuitions freely for students since my graduation. Can I put it on my CV? And how can I put it? Yes, you can, Romita. You can put it as your passion, that you love teaching, and so you have been doing that since graduation free of cost. All right, so that you can definitely add. Then somebody was asking a Tally and an Excel certification. See, if you're going for a job and the pre-requirement is a Tally and Excel knowledge, then that certificate will work for you. But for a college interview, it may not work. Okay, so that depends on what you are applying for. Then you will put that in your resume. Okay, so that is their sales executive job Ranu is talking about. Yes, that you can mention for a month. She's saying that she did it at one of the companies. Yeah, you can definitely. Why not? And Priya is asking, will we get access for a lifetime to the 7-day course? Yes. If you pay and you join, you will get access to it. And access meaning you can watch the videos anytime you like, and the content will be there for you. So there is.
Will Udemy edX help? Certificates don't help. The knowledge helps. More important. If you have certificate without knowledge, nobody is going to take you. If you have knowledge without certificates, you'll be taken. If you have certificates and knowledge, it does not hurt you.
Jyotishman is asking whether fresher is going to be selected for the IIMs, and why do they prefer people with WorkX? Yes, a fresher. See, they have their criteria. They have slots fixed for without WorkX people, fresher. They have slots for WorkX people and women, and they have different criteria from different backgrounds. So that's what your profile is. So yes, you have a fair chance of getting selected. Why they prefer working professionals is because MBA is not straight out of a college thing. Normally, if you see the foreign countries, they GMAT plus 2-3 years work experience is the prerequisite. Our country does not do this. IIMs don't do this, but they definitely like it if you have worked, but they don't dislike you if you have not worked. All right, so it's not a negative for you. Right, any other questions that you would want to look at?
I'm mostly answering them on chat itself, except ones you have already answered.
Yeah, so Ritvik is saying I've done projects like desktop assistant, CV projects. Yeah, you can add them. You can add them, definitely. You can add.
Will the course have one-to-one mentoring? No, it does not have one-to-one mentoring.
Yeah,
One-to-one mentoring is not there, but we have a system where we'll answer your doubts, etc., through videos. We're building those videos, so that will be there. So you'll be added to a Facebook group where you can actually, there'll be a lot of assignments and this thing also. It's a pretty intensive course. We'll have to do a lot of work along with the course. So we have a case study analysis angle also, etc. in that. Okay.
Right. Arshia ka ek last question le lete hain. She's saying I have done a digital marketing course under a professor in IMB, and I'm going to do one in this summer in another company. Is this a good decision? I think yes. Why not? I mean, if you are learning through it, definitely it is good.
Right. So I don't think we're offering a certificate for this webinars per se, but there will be a certificate for the course.
For the course, we'll be offering you a certificate, definitely. But again, how much you are involved in the course and how much you interact with the material that we give and the amount of work that you do on yourself, that will be the actual certificate. So that is what is going to make a difference. But we will give a certificate, not for this webinar, for the paid course. Okay, right. So I think we can wind up, and we will be coming again. So nobody's
questions you have.
Yeah, most important questions.
So just to remind you, the last thing again, you can head over to this site, www.mindworks.in /crack every interview.
Can you just copy paste it and send to everybody in the chat?
I'm just sending it again to all of you. And
send the promo code also.
Yeah, I'm just sending that.
You can write it here.
And the promo code you have to use.
It's YT100, right?
Yeah, it's YT100. YT100 promo code will give you a 100 rupee discount, not a 100% discount as Mansi was misinterpreting. Right? Okay. So I hope you enjoyed this session and gave you value. And that was our focus, that we wanted to give you value whether you join the course or not. That's
resume templates एक last point उठा लेते हैं. Resume templates normal आप use करोगे. See, the content that you are adding to the resume will add value. So you'll start off with a normal resume template जो आपका job का है profile, उसी को use करोगे. MBA colleges give a particular form that you have to fill. You don't have to create a resume per se, but आप अपना एक basic बना लो from the basic template you can get from any college or company or Google. That's enough. Right.
Yeah. Right. So thanks a lot, everybody.
Thank you.
And we'll contact you maybe since Priyanshu has asked this question, where I can get this webinar certificate. We'll just check for the minimum 40-minute attendance point, 45-minute attendance point, and we might just mail you that certificate. We might just consider that. I say there were no promises for that. Not making any promise, but if we can get it done, we'll mail it to you.
Participation certificate. Yeah.
Yeah, but there has to be a 45-minute presence in the session for that, right?
Thank you. Take care. Good night. Bye bye. Ending the webinar now. Okay.
Any other question?
Yeah, you want to?
Any other questions do you want to take up?
No, I think it's enough. We'll be back again, right? Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah, we'll be back again, and we'll be also available on YouTube. We'll keep coming regularly live on YouTube. You can check with us there also.
And most probably the session might also be uploaded. So you can put your questions in the YouTube.
Yeah, question like Bhavna's question, our Coursera courses were doing. If you are asking me this question after the hour that we have spent, then it means that you have not got most of what we are talking about. We are talking about building passions and doing everything around that passion. So if you find a Coursera course worth learning from, along with what you're reading on a passion area, why should you not do it? So this question shows that you have misinterpreted a lot of what we have talked about in the class.
See who is build that course, see who the teacher is, who the instructor is, and what is their background. If they have a good background, then definitely it will be a good learning experience, and they give free demos also of the course and see the course content. Content acha hai to then attend it. Why not? Right. Okay.
Yeah. So the course that we have, the Crack Every Interview program, that will be a mix of recorded and live workshops. So there might be 3 or 4 live workshops during the week, and the other content will come to you in a recorded form on a daily basis. Right? Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. We'll stop here. Questions will never end, but the time is over. So we already overshot the 5 minutes. So we'll take your leave. We'll be back again. Thanks for attending.
Take care. Good night. God bless.
Thanks for giving the. Thank you. Goodbye.